In the blistering heart of the New Mexico territory, where the sun beats down like a blacksmith's hammer and the wind whispers secrets through the sagebrush, a band of desperados rode the lawless frontier. They were shadows in the dust, ghosts of the Pecos Valley, thieves, killers, and rebels who defied the badge and the noose. But one man's pursuit would turn the tide. Welcome to Desert Desperados, the hunt for the Lost Bandits. Tonight we ride into the saga of Billy the Kid and his elusive gang, a tale of betrayal, bloodshed, and the relentless chase across the unforgiving desert. What drove these outlaws to vanish into the badlands? And could justice ever catch up? Saddle up, folks. The story begins now. In the late 1870s, the New Mexico desert was a cauldron of chaos. The Lincoln County War had erupted like a powder keg, pitting ranchers, merchants, and hired guns against each other in a brutal feud over land, cattle, and power. At the center of this storm was a young outlaw known as Billy the Kid, born Henry McCarty in 1859, but forged in the fires of hardship. Orphaned young, Billy drifted west, honing his skills with a six-gun and a quick draw that made him a legend before he turned 21. Our story picks up in the spring of 1878, amid the war's bloodiest days. Billy rode with the Regulators, a posse sworn to avenge the murder of their employer, John Tunstall. But vengeance spiraled into anarchy. On April 1st, Billy and his comrades ambushed Sheriff William Brady on Lincoln's dusty Main Street, cutting him down in a hail of lead. It was kill or be killed in those days, Billy later claimed, his words echoing the code of the frontier. As the war raged, Billy's gang swelled with desert desperados, men like Charlie Boder, a loyal sharpshooter, Tom O'Folliard, quick-tempered and fearless, and Dave Rudabaugh, a grimy bandit with a taste for robbery. They rustled cattle from the vast ranches, slipping through the arid canyons like coyotes in the night. The Pecos Valley became their playground, a labyrinth of dry riverbeds and hidden springs where lawmen feared to tread. But the tide turned when Pat Garrett, a towering buffalo hunter turned sheriff, took up the badge in Lincoln County. Garrett, with his steely gaze and unyielding resolve, vowed to end the Kid's reign. "I'll bring him in, dead or alive," he declared to a posse of hardened deputies. The hunt began in earnest, a grueling pursuit across the sun-baked plains. One pivotal clash came in November 1880 near White Oaks. Garrett's men cornered the gang at the Great House Ranch, a remote outpost amid the scrub brush. A tense standoff ensued, with bullets whizzing like angry hornets. In a tragic twist, Deputy Jimmy Carlisle ventured inside under a flag of truce, only to be gunned down, some say by Billy himself, though legends differ. "Who fired that shot?" the tales ask, leaving the desert winds to answer. The gang fled deeper into the badlands, but Garrett was relentless. Weeks later, on a frigid December night, he tracked them to a stone hut at Stinking Springs, where the outlaws huddled against the biting cold. Surrounded, Tom O'Folliard made a desperate break, only to fall riddled with bullets. "I'm killed," he gasped, collapsing in the snow-dusted sand. Inside, the remaining bandits, Billy, Boger, Rudabaugh, and others, held out until hunger forced surrender. Boger met his end charging the door, cut down by the posse's fire. Billy emerged with hands high, his smirk hiding the fear. "You've got me now, Pat," he quipped as irons clamped around his wrists. Convicted of Brady's murder, Billy awaited the noose in Lincoln's jail. But the Kid was no quitter. On April 28, 1881, he seized his chance. While Deputy Bob Ollinger dined across the street, Billy slipped his cuffs, legend has it, using a hidden pick, and overpowered Deputy James Bell. As Bell fled down the stairs, Billy fired, ending his life. Then from the window, he called out to Ollinger, "Hello, Bob?" The deputy looked up only to meet a shotgun blast from his own weapon. Billy mounted a horse and vanished into the desert haze, a ghost on the run. Now he was truly one of the Lost Bandits. Elusive, whispered about in saloons from Roswell to Fort Sumner. Garrett, humiliated, redoubled his efforts. For months, he scoured the territory, following tips from informants. "Where's the Kid?" became the question on every tongue. The trail led to Fort Sumner, a dusty outpost where Billy sought refuge with old allies. On July 14, 1881, under a moonlit sky, Garrett crept into Pete Maxwell's ranch house. In the darkened bedroom, Billy entered, knife in hand, seeking food. "K.N.S.," he whispered. "Who's there?" Garrett, recognizing the voice, fired twice. The kid fell, mortally wounded, gasping his last at age 21. But what of the other desperados? Some, like Dave Rudabaugh, escaped the hangman's rope, tunneling out of Las Vegas jail and disappearing into the frontier mists, truly lost to history. Jesse Evans, another shadowy figure, fled to Arizona after a botched holdup, his fate unknown. Bill Campbell vanished after arrest, swallowed by the desert's vastness. Legends whisper they rode south, perhaps to Mexico, their treasures buried in hidden caches, waiting for the bold to unearth. These men embodied the Wild West's raw edge, driven by poverty, revenge, and the thrill of the outlaw life. Historians debate Billy's kill count, 9 confirmed, but tales swell it to 21. Primary accounts, like Garrett's own book, paint a picture of a charming rogue in a brutal world. Yet in the end, the desert claimed them all, its sands erasing tracks and secrets alike. The hunt for the Lost Bandits shaped the lore of the American Southwest, proving that even in the vast desert, justice, or fate, could strike like a rattlesnake. Billy the Kid's saga reminds us of the thin line between hero and villain on the frontier, influencing everything from dime novels to modern myths. But what if Billy survived, as some whispers claim? Or what buried gold still lies out there? What do you think? Fact or legend? Share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe for more tales from the Dusty Trail Tales. Until next time, keep your powder dry.